In the late 90s, the gaming landscape was craving something new. Grand Theft Auto was making waves, but a different kind of driving game was about to screech onto the scene. Driver. Developed by Reflections Interactive and published by GT Interactive in 1999, other games published by Infogrames include Alone in the Dark, Roller Coaster Tycoon, Unreal Tournament, the V-Rally series, and many other additional licensed titles. Despite its success, Infogrames faced financial challenges in the late 2000s. In 2009, the company rebranded as Atari SA, taking the name of one of its acquired companies. However, in 2024, Atari SA announced the revival of the Infogrames brand as a publishing label. Infogrames played a significant role in the development of the video game industry, publishing many influential and popular titles. The company's focus on innovation and strategic acquisitions helped it become a major player in the global gaming market. The revival of the Infogrames brand suggests that its legacy will continue to shape the future of gaming. And Infogrames intends to build its portfolio primarily through acquisitions and may also include some of the legacy titles originally published by Infogrames. Maybe we'll see some more Driver in the future? Driver promised a realistic driving experience wrapped in a compelling narrative, drawing heavily from classic car chase films. The Driver series was always one of my favorite games growing up. The challenge and graphics were amazing, and the game was a lot of fun to play. I had never seen anything like it before. I knew I just had to have this game. I spent hours and hours perfecting my driving skills as a badass wheelman, and I was always looking forward to that next game in the series. Reflections Interactive, a UK-based studio, stated that they wanted to create a game that simulated the thrill and challenge of a movie car chase. The game's narrative, while simple, it was yet still effective. Tanner's descent into the criminal underworld, the pressure of maintaining his cover, and the constant threat of exposure provided a compelling backdrop for the high-octane action. The story was told through stylish cutscenes, reminiscent of the films that inspired the game. Tanner's missions involve everything from high-speed chases through crowded streets to tense infiltrations of gang hideouts. The narrative is gritty and morally ambiguous, exploring the toll that undercover work takes on Tanner. Now here's a little lesser-known fact for you. Did you know that the game's director, Martin Edmondson, was heavily inspired by the 1978 film The Driver? That's where the iconic opening parking test mission came from. Speaking of that mission, or should we say forced tutorial, is still considered one of the most difficult tutorials in any game to this day. Completing it felt like earning a real driver's license, albeit one qualified for police chases, not parallel parking. Driver, however, wasn't messing around. The controls, while aiming for realism, could feel clunky and unforgiving. The game's physics engine was revolutionary for its time. The realistic cars and damage modeling, this made every crash feel impactful and every chase was exhilarating. Spinning out, crashing, and failing missions were the normal. Even by late 90s standards, the difficulty was notoriously high. Visually, Driver was a product of its time. While the environments were large and offered a sense of scale, the graphics themselves were blocky and low resolution. The draw distance was limited, and pop-in was a frequent occurrence. Now you gotta admit, Driver's graphics were cutting edge for the time. They don't hold up so much anymore, but using polygonal models for the cars and the environments, that was pretty cool. While the cityscapes might look a bit blocky, but by today's standards, that's pretty normal. But the sense of speed and the detailed car models were impressive back then. The game was also made very clever using fog to mask draw distances and the limitations of the hardware back then, also creating a moody atmosphere. Let's be honest, it hasn't aged gracefully in the visual department. Now I gotta say, by today's standards, the performance doesn't hold up. Frame rate drops drastically and the vehicles and environments aren't impressive anymore. But for the time, it was an amazing game. And just to be clear, the game is still playable and can be a lot of fun when you go in with the right expectations for your experience. The original Driver, however, remains a fascinating artifact of gaming history. It's a game that pushed the boundaries of driving simulators, even if it sometimes did so with a sledgehammer approach. Its punishing difficulty and dated visuals might deter modern gamers, but those who persevered, Driver offered a unique and thrilling experience that captured the spirit of the classic car chase films. It's a testament to the ambition and creativity of Reflections Interactive, a reminder that sometimes even the most challenging games can leave a lasting impact. Overall, Driver, You Are the Wheelman was a success, shipping more than 3 million copies in total and becoming one of the best-selling PlayStation games on the console. Now, this is only the beginning of the Driver series for the channel. There's plenty more to come, so be sure to follow and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on all future videos. And be sure to tell me in the comments, did you conquer the driving test? What'd you think of it? Until next time, grab a controller and play it loud.